Hi there, Elisabeth from Norway here with another little piece. Spring is very soon now, so every spring I usually do a snowdrop piece. I really love this little flower. So I did one this year as well, of course. But first, let's have a look at the materials I've used. First of all, I've used this fairy bell, and I just kind of take off these edges or ends on the flower, and several watercolors, the greens, some blue, and also a violet. And my white gouache, of course. I used a lot of white gouache on this one. If you don't have gouache, use white acrylic paint. I've used this really thick kind of it's kind of a Posca pen for this edging around the piece. This is a liquid masking film. I bought a new one from Talons. I had to try this one. It's really good actually, and a rubbish brush for that. We need some ordinary table salt, and my ink this time is Morning Mist from Versafine Clear. And my watercolor brushes, mine are sable brushes, but use what you have, of course. It's actually too early for me to do spring pieces because outside here in Norway, at my place anyways, it's so much snow you won't believe it. It's nothing near near spring. Wait a minute, I will show you how it looks. This is my view from my studio, so you can see there's a lot of snow. But let's start with this spring piece anyways. My paper is, as usual, watercolor paper, 300 GSM, and this piece is 12 times 9 centimeters. It's a quite smooth surface, and it's not a big piece. I'm gonna start with inking up these bluebells with the morning mist. And I'm taking off the tips of the tip of the flower, and I'm stamping off, and I'm stamping several times because we're gonna put on some colors. It doesn't really matter how crisp the image is or not. I'm stamping up and making a few flowers, as you can see. Then I'm gonna put my masking fluid on with this rubbish brush. You know you have to use a rubbish brush because this masking fluid will ruin your brushes if you don't use something that doesn't cost anything. So I'm just filling out these stamped flowers. And letting it all dry. And now it's all dry, so I'm gonna wet the paper, just not the whole piece, but just like a random over the masking fluid, and starting with some blue color, just randomly putting down a little bit of color, some violet and also some green. I'm tilting the piece a little bit just to let the colors flow together a little bit, and I'm also going to put on some more colors to deepen everything. Here I'm deepening the colors just around the flower heads to make it pop a little bit more. Then it's time to add some table salt. Just drizzle a little bit all everywhere and all over the place. Then I'm gonna let it dry for a minute or so, and then I'm gonna add some white gouache splatters. Then let it all dry. All is dry, and now some detail work can start. I'm gonna start with some stems and some leaves for the flowers. I'm using two different greens for this work. And then letting it dry again. And taking off this masking fluid, I'm just using my finger, but you could use a rubber if you like that better, but I'm just using my finger. Now for the flower heads, I need my white gouache and I'm gonna mix it with a drop of water. As you can see, I'm just painting over the stamp marks some white gouache all the way around on every flower. When it's all dry, I'm gonna start with some detail work on the flower head. So I'm gonna zoom in for you. First of all, I'm gonna start with enhancing the stems, so as you can see I'm doing here. Then I'm gonna do the flower heads, just making some marks where I think the petals will go, and with some green color, and adding some water to soften it a bit. Then I'm gonna add some yellow and softening that with some water as well. This is to get some depth on the flowers. Doing this to all the flowers and letting it all get really dry. Now I'm just gonna highlight some of the leaves and stems, so it gets a little bit more dimensional. Now I'm gonna make it a little bit more snowy. So I'm adding a few white orbs and also some white splatters, still with the white gouache. Remember, white gouache always dry more transparent. So now this little piece is finished, I think. So I'm just gonna do the finishing touches. I'm gonna use this big waterproof black pen to edge it. If you don't have this, of course you don't have this, use your normal black Posca. Didn't have, I couldn't find my black Posca, but it looks great, I think. And I also added a light green and a white piece of paper behind it. So this all measures now about 10 times 13 centimeters, so almost like a postcard. So I think that was a good size for it. So this was my first little spring piece. Hopefully I can manage to do some more for you all. This one was really fun to do. It's always fun to do the snowdrops, and I really love this little flower. I do hope you enjoyed this little tutorial and will join me in making it. And if you wonder about anything, please PM me and I will of course answer you as quickly as I can. But for now, have a nice week, do some art, and above all, have fun doing it. See you next time. Bye for now. Bye bye.